Because the devil don't care nothing about your words. He play ping pong with your words. He play tennis with your words. He steps on your word. But he knows that the word of God has been dripped and overtaken by the blood of the Lamb. And he knows that if you quote what God said, that all of a sudden there's power in your life. It is power but what God says. And God says man should always pray and not to faint. I just keep on talking to God. I may have to cry, but I'm going to talk to God. I may have pains in my body, but I'm going to talk to God. I may not really feel good, but I'm going to talk to God. I may not have no friends, but I ain't stopped talking to God. Matter of fact, I'm going to talk to God about why I don't have no friends. But I'm going to keep on talking to God, because if anybody can straighten it out, it is God that can straighten it out. The pastor may not be able to straighten it out. The elders may not be able to straighten it out. The mothers may not be able to straighten it out. But God has all power, and he can straighten out anything. So I believe I'll keep talking to God. I don't feel like it, but I'm going to keep talking. I don't really want to, but I'm going to talk anyway. Anybody ever been in that position that you got somewhere and somebody kept talking to you? You didn't feel like talking, but they made you talk. Sometimes you got to make yourself talk to God. Every now and then you'll stretch out before God. You'll put your head on your pillow, and before you know it, you sleep. You got to make yourself, since I'm going to put forth the effort to get down here, I'm going to open my mouth and talk to God. Then after I begin to talk to God, I got to believe in who he said he is. I got to step over in faith now and believe it any minute and any hour. God's going to bring my total deliverance, and I got to believe. Now faith is the sum of the things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. If I have the faith of a grain of a mustard seed, I can speak to the mountain and tell it be thou removed. And the Bible said, when I stand praying, he says, believe and receive it, and it shall be mine. Look at somebody and tell them, oh neighbor, while you're praying, believe God. Tell them you got to believe God. And while I'm believing God, while I'm standing on the word, while in a minute now, I know he'll bring my deliverance, because this time is serious. This time the devil is come to take me out. This time he wants to possess me so that he wants to mess up my mind. But I refuse to let him in, because I've got power, because he said he's given me power to tread upon the scorpions and the all unclean things. Look at somebody and say, oh neighbor, it's so serious. It's so serious that I've got to guard myself every day. Say yes. Say yes. And then when I believe, I got to step over in this holiness. That means now I got to let him groom me. I got to let him make me in his image. What is his image? His image is holy. He said, be ye holy, for I am holy. Isaiah said there was a way and a highway, and the way was called holiness. There is a standard of God. When the enemy come in like a flood, God will raise up a standard against him. Look at somebody and said, I got prayer, I got faith, and I've got holiness, and I got power with all three. Look at somebody and say, now, what you think the devil can do with that? Say yes. Glory! Turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, let's get delivered. Let's get delivered. And once you get delivered, stay delivered. Fight the good fight of faith. Put on the whole arm of God, that you may be able to withstand the wiles of the devil. Tell your neighbor, when you're done all to stand therefore. Say yes, say yes, say yes.